Today we are gonna continue the Thornbox Inquisitor. Maybe at some point add a second mastery if we wanna do that, but probably I'm gonna like play Sword Inquisitor here for the rest of this, at least normal difficulty, simply to show you how to level like an Inquisitor as like a base template for whatever like secondary you wanna choose ultimately. In this case we are playing a lightning build. Nice PV2, thanks man. Nice shot around category, right? GG. All the fun. Thanks. Back to Grim Yawn. I mean, Grim Dawn. Welcome on Wraith, Crib Lord, Bubble, Nexqua, BP Frosty. How you guys doing? Wissen wer der Babo ist in Chat?
This place may seem safe for now, but don't ever let your guard down.
Okay, safe for now. Where do we have to go? What is our quest? Build the Herpaderper eggs. Alright. 0.5 looking good, thanks man. I also love this 0.5. Dude, imagine like 0.5 PV2 was actually just Grim Dawn Fangs of Astakarn.
Good, you're back.
Drive was missing my tech for some reason.
Yo, Theos, thank you so much for the 52 months. Welcome back. Appreciate the support. How's it going? Hopefully we're getting a new playtest patch soon, like this week or next, right? We also know a couple new things about Astakarn actually. No release date yet though. Still no date of release. Coming soon though. Maybe also like next week. I mean next week on Monday is like another misadventure day anyway, right? Is it next week? I believe it is. What are the graphics from 2008? They are upgraded Titan Quest graphics, so basically from 2006, right? 2006 glorified 20-year-old graphics. Top 5 unkillable characters. I should have watched a certain video on that. Maybe that would be good, like good content, right? Some Senator G content. Bloodright Legards. Any characters unkillable if you don't leave town? I mean, Water's for sure, like, high up there. Maybe Water's even, like... Honestly, for me, Water's probably, like, rank 1 even. Like, either Avenger Water with, like, a regen spec, or... some, like, Retaliation Water. What else? I mean, if you play them correctly, stuff like Totem Druids are pretty much unkillable as well. I mean, it's not meant to be face tankers, but you just have to like place down totems, run around circles, and you always have the mirror as a safety net, so you kinda can't die unless you like fuck up majorly. Algrim went more to the gym than I did this week. I mean, he probably did. It's not hard. Algrim, yeah. Exactly. Took me long enough. What he's gonna say later when he meets me at the gym. Where is the cave here? Hello? Warlord is kind of bait tank. I mean, Warlord is also good tank. But like, compared to water, I feel like it's a little squishier. At least right now in this current patch. There were patches in the past when like Warlord was stronger overall. I mean, damage-wise, I would say Warlord is certainly better than Water. So if you want like a really, really tanky character with still good damage, then Warlord is like a better class than Water, I would say, for the most part. You'll stand, welcome. Did you see the meltdown at forums? Dude. Should we read that stuff? It's actually kind of fun. Okay, what friends? You can skip like 10 or 15 minutes from now. Okay, let's actually read this. This was kind of funny. Of course, who else would it be other than Madly to start the thread? Already starts on being mad, right? 1.3 is coming out together with Thanks Pasticarn? Question mark? Interesting bit of news from the official Discord. Sort of makes a lot of balance changes testing a bit redundant since we have no idea what the balance is going to look like with the new location slash challenges slash mechanics. Should we maybe be allowed to test more Thanks Pasticarn mechanics slash stuff like the messenger repeater making Belgushir's ranged weapon pool skill? Otherwise it's really hard to place some balance changes. For example, is new physical damage too strong, or maybe it's just strong enough for FoA content? Did HP nerf happen because FoA will add some power creeping defense mechanic? Like special potions, blah blah blah. Also, how long will this, will it make this 1.3 playtest itself? So, you want me to read it like this? And then, like, like things stay somewhat civil for a bit, and then what was it? Okay, like what do you want me to do exactly? Blah blah blah. Release 1.3 to live. I mean, to be fair, they're doing it exactly the same way as they did it, like every other patch before this, or like every other expansion before this one. Like it was the same for Forgotten Gods, it was the same for Ashes of Mammoth. Like it's not like they're changing up the way they do like expansions or like pre-expansion patches all of a sudden. And I mean the balance is still like relevant. The only unknowns are, of course, like everything that you can't test. So there's actually a lot. But the stuff that you can test is still like a good like baseline of balance, I feel like, for everything coming after that on top. So I mean, as with every expansion, like, balance is gonna be on the day of the expansion release worse than before that. But I mean, it's also normal for, like, every game ever. It's just how it is. And, like, in the past, they didn't even do public playtests at all, right? There was only internal playtesting and nothing else. So, it's kind of funny how, like, people are writing themselves up on this. So Orara do Sudoku. Wait, what did he say? Where is he? DLC is also not going to be not going to invalidate vanilla content. Disagree here. AO made the base game version entirely irrelevant. FG introduced movement skills, SR, totems, one of the best masteries, yet again making much of pre-FG irrelevant. I mean, sure. Wait, what? This is a little weird though. In general, I guess this 1.3 balance test could have been kept internal, unless there aren't enough active Praetorians left to actually test anything. Some of the changes here don't make any sense without Thanks Pasticarn and will make the experience worse for non-DLC holders. No surprise here, setting fixes as DLC is Creative Entertainment's hallmark. Wait, what? Since when? Making the game worse before DLC drop is only the next logical step? Wait, what? How's the game itself worse? What? Isn't that the permanent state of the forums? Like a permanent crash out state? Kinda, yeah. Starts vain, then kinda gets unhinged. Yeah, it seems like this is the first, like what are these... What is he saying here? What? Has FoA release been announced? The only thing that has been announced so far is that 1.3 will come together with Thanks to Karn. And I think some people that invested a lot of time preparing, like, I don't know, some new top 20 or whatever, feel like their efforts in trying to find OP builds or trying to contribute to balance are in vain or something like that. I don't know. I want to create timesheets, have a special category for time spent on Medley. Dude, Zentai definitely would have to like track time like dealing with Medley for sure. Like that's kind of crazy sometimes. I mean, there's also like lots of positives from like coming from Medley and his goons, you could say almost. Like they are always like helping the game to be actually more balanced. Like it's not like they are not doing anything productive for Astakarn or like for Grim Dawn in general. And then Zentai like crashing out like, what the fuck are you talking about? By that logic, feel free to stay out of every playtest because you will never have the full internal picture and never did. I've basically been in self-imposed crunch since January, taking into account the 1.3 playtest feedback alongside everything I actually need to do. So I think you can guess how much patience I have left for this insane time. Yeah, he's certainly crunching. And to be fair, part of his crunch time is because of us like Praetorians demanding the game to be even better than it already is, and demanding for what they are presenting us with Fangs of Astakarn to be even better than what they have planned. And like sure, what they're doing for Fangs of Astakarn is good, but you know, Grim Dawn is a great game and we want it to be even better, so we're not gonna like settle for any mediocrity, and thus he gets the appropriate feedback. Whether or not they will have like the time to implement all of what we are suggesting, of course, is another question, and obviously dev time is not infinite. But I think they're doing, generally, I would say, a good job at like focusing on like the things that they, as developers, can implement in a reasonable way. Okay, it's just blah blah blah. He's not really. Wait. I didn't read past this yet. I'm realizing that there are community members who actively playtest, beta test, send it feedback and all that, basically spending their own time for free for the sake of some game improvement. Now all the testing, all the feedback is basically meaningless. Wait, what? How is it all meaningless though? Like, whenever you're doing like any 1.3 playtest, all of that is like still being considered for like the overall balance for Astakarn. Like, what the hell? Aside from UI feedback. Huh? All that was really needed is to Z to write what current beta is basically not coming into life into current state. Previous betas. Basic game is becoming worse with 1.3 and creates selling fixes for many issues like endgame and DLCs. Wait, what's actually becoming worse though? Is it just like people saying the game becomes worse because some of their builds are like worse, as in like they're getting nerfed because they need to be balanced? How is the game getting worse? What? Like becoming worse? That's just a fact. What? Oh, jeez. People just say like fact without actual... yeah, selling opinions as facts, classic. Yeah, I mean, this, like, everybody who did some actual research and like how Crate did like patches in the past with expansions should have been expecting this patch to be close to Fangs of Astakarn release or just come out like pretty much the same time. I think the past was like a week pre-release. So literally at the same time, pretty much. Game becoming worse, he doesn't like the auto stash, wants it to carry it around. Bruh. Throwing the shit at us during another massive pre-update of all times is just blowing my mind. Stuff we could have easily hidden behind the paywall, like every other studio on Earth does. Unbelievable, yeah. I mean, yeah, they could have like literally just sold like auto-stashing materials as part of the DLC, like Diablo 2 did it with the Warlock, right? Like, what the hell? Guten Abend, Mechanical Engineer. Welcome on. Thank you so much for 50 months. Welcome back to the Bloomers. Appreciate the support. How's it going? How's it going? Grandonna's the most expensive average in the market. Surely. They're surely not gonna make like a bundle with all of them together for like a more reasonable price, and surely not gonna go on sale like pretty much every 3 months anyway. Which I believe Diablo 4 basically never does, for example. Also PoE 2s. I mean, okay, it might be free like on full release, we'll see about that, but right now it still costs like $30, like whichever fucking AI like wrote that for you, right? Like, there's PoE 2 being free is not even correct right now. The only issue I see with autostash is dynamite. That's not an issue. Like any window, any chat window will now always pull from your stash. Like if you stash your dynamite into stash and then open a dynamite chest, the dynamite chest will now pull the dynamite from your from your stash, not from your bag anymore. So that's not a problem either. There is no problem with like auto stashing. There's not a single one. They've thought of all the eventualities. Exactly, like how is it all for naught? Like there like any feedback that is being presented is feedback that is taken into consideration. Whether or not the feedback that you're providing means that Xanta agrees with you and he's gonna instantly like cater to whatever you want the game to be, depending on your feedback, is another question. But all the feedback is taken into consideration. It's like the same as for the seasons, for example. Like whenever you guys like test the stuff for the seasons, and we are looking at every single like feedback thread and we're fixing, like if there's like obvious bugs, of course we're just fixing them. But if it's like things that aren't like, that are more like design choices and we just disagree with what your opinion is about it, then I mean we're gonna stick with our opinion, because ultimately like developers are the people making the actual game, right? And sure, you can do like 50 billion polls about how the community feels about things like Last Epoch does, but then you're wasting like time not actually developing the game unless you have like dedicated people literally only doing like polls and stuff like that. Like even LE, right? I needed like just one guy to fucking like balance their skills instead of doing polls, and the game would already be like twice as good. Jesus. Maybe it's time to rethink your approach to work communication, player feedback. Now this is maybe something that can be a reasonable like maybe approach, but I mean not every... I mean Xanta I think generally is doing a good job, but I mean no person is flawless and everybody can improve if they really seek to improve. But I mean Xanta is not only doing like community management, like he's the fucking like head designer of basically Grim Dawn since cut-off years, and he's busy like just doing the content, implementing stuff. No one needs a 3-year free wait, it's better to have free access, quick release, and everybody's happy. I mean, sure, they should have like announced the expansion later. I agree with that, but it's like hindsight. Like in hindsight, you always know better, right? I mean, you don't want like free access to like a buggy, half-finished DLC. And also, like, if they released the DLC earlier, like with half the content, then you would only have like a patch 1.2 and not a patch 1.3. Like all the stuff coming with patch 1.3 would not exist then. Learn to be more flexible in the modern world, marketing and everything that would help you as a studio develop instead of fighting against windmills. 3 years is a very long time these days. Other studios release successful games in that time. I mean, that's true. As a Grim Dawn fan, I don't care what you did with Frontier or why DLC is coming out, why we still don't know what to expect around. There's also scope creep, yeah. That's true. I mean, they have... like, Fangs of Asgard is certainly a lot bigger now than they initially intended. They have added more features. And you could argue that maybe like half of the stuff could have been like a separate DLC, or half of this could be like a post update, like a post DLC update or something. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, they are also suffering from being not the biggest studio and not having that many people work on Grim Dawn. They do have people working on like multiple projects at the same time, or like people working on Farthest Frontier, or like working on totally different projects as well. And I feel like, but I kind of felt a little bit like that already, like since like around 2000, basically like after Forgotten Gods, really, like 2019, 2020. They could have had like maybe some more like teams focusing on like one game, like focus more on one game. But then again, they're not a big studio and they don't wanna be that big, become that big, I guess. I mean, they're bigger now than they've ever been in the past, but still not like super big. But yeah. They also need to be more flexible when it comes to like what kind of people they can hire, but then again... yeah. I would have like loved to work for them already like for a couple of years, but they don't hire from outside of the US, so... But then again, to be able to do that, they would need to like have people doing like all the paperwork for like employing people from outside the US, etc, blah blah, and it's just like more and more stuff. Yo, Joker, Naomi, welcome guys. People send death threats to free mods anyway. Yeah, I mean, people are like literally having like heart attacks in those 3 years, and you know, were unable to play the DLC even though like their whole life depended on it. That is generally like sad, but I mean, some people also never really got to play Half-Life 3 or GTA 6, right?
Ah, we speak at last.
Like, yes, it is true that like some studios develop like a whole game in 3 years, but also some other studios like take even longer for whatever they're working on. At least we know Astakarn is coming and it's actually out soon-ish, and they have actually been working on it. And so on and so on. We've done it 5 patches since Astakarn has announced, but you're right, this threat certainly does make me want to rethink the merits of public playtests. Yeah, the testing feedback is not useless. It will be used for the 1.3 patch, and Fangs of Astakarn fails, Fangs of Astakarn fights on 1.3, I mean, obviously. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is the only reasonable take. Like, the people that are mad about this, they should learn that they should maybe not overinvest as much time as they felt like they did into something like a 1.3 playtest. Because ultimately it's A, just a playtest, B, you're basically being an unpaid tester in a way, and C, you should only be doing anything like without proper pay if you're actually having fun doing it, right? Otherwise, why do it? You're just like making yourself suffer, and if you make yourself suffer for like 3 years anticipating this expansion, then of course you're gonna be mad at some point. And I mean, I guess this thread like shows it to some of the people. FoA Studio making all updates for free. The only paywall aspect of the game is Dash. Bro, the FoA argument for real. It's like a completely different like way of monetization in FoA. Jesus. Do you want like paywalled Dash and Grim Dawn as well? Do you want like all the base items look like shit and then only have like loyalist, like 5 billion loyalist packs instead on top? Actively waiting for a game to come out. What are they doing? Sit on the homepage pressing F5 for 3 years. I don't know, man. Stat reroll, which is very basic, I think, in all other RPGs. Wait, what? I feel like, sure, it's been like a staple of PoE, but which other RPGs have like... I mean, did Diablo 2 have like stat reroll? Did fucking Titan Quest have stat reroll? Did Torchlight have stat reroll? Maybe. I don't know. Very basic thing. Diablo 3 has stat reroll, that's true. I mean, in a way. I don't know. But like, does PoE drop like as many like good items as Grim Dawn, like as easily? I feel like in Grim Dawn, you generally didn't need stat reroll as badly because simply the drop rates were so high. What of items being balanced around DLC in mind, therefore if you play the base skin, your items just get worse. I mean, that's not wrong. But again, like, just because some items or like some builds are getting like slightly weaker, doesn't make the whole game worse? I don't get it. It's just called like nerfing stuff that's maybe really like too OP. I don't know. Endgame is literally non-exciting, non-existing, I guess he means. Without DLCs. I mean, yeah, it's a story-driven RPG first and not an endgame RPG. Devotions, many builds and setups just not working without DLCs. Well, good for this guy, right? Luckily for him, Fangs of Astakarn is not adding new devotions. Like, imagine how much more mad this guy would be if Fangs of Astakarn would add even more devotions. Oh no, more power creep behind DLCs. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Wait. What is actually happening here? Like, what is getting nerfed? Health is getting nerfed? I mean, health is getting nerfed like independently from the DLC. Like, health right now is just like generally too OP. Like, I see a lot more like increased than like nerfs. Okay, like this is a slightly nerf, but I mean, it's healing enough anyway. Sure, like the health stuff, but I mean, this has nothing to do with the DLC, like all the health nerfs. Literally nothing. Today drama stream. I just wanted to take a short look at this, but now I'm kind of taunted by this. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, PoE is a totally different, like, style of monetization. No shit. Yeah, I guess it's just brain rot in the end. I don't know. Like, some people make, like, weird arguments, and Zentai has to spend half of his day reading this shit instead of actually working on DLC stuff. Yeah, I mean, the Legrat guy is just completely unhinged. I don't know. He thinks this is FoA. FoA is free, so everything Grand Dawn has to be free too. Oh yeah, they did this in the past. I remember. Crate used to sometimes post patch notes in advance of an actual patch, and then people got like giga mad, and then they also like stopped doing that. And now they have like public playtests instead. But now people get like giga mad about public playtests. Oh well. Yeah, okay, let's just move on to the game. Like, this is just brain rot, you're right. Jesus, what did I read? Sorry about wasting you guys' time as well. I mean, some of this was a little funny, but ultimately it's just brain rot, you're right. Like, I thought there was maybe like some actual good arguments, but I don't really see them. Like, if you feel mad about signing up for a free optional playtest in which you can test stuff that's coming with the next patch, like, you're not obliged to do any of that. And if you feel like you're not getting paid enough doing that, then maybe you need to like work on your own monetization better. And if you're doing it because you like it, then you do it as long as you like doing it, and once you don't like doing it anymore, you just stop. That's kinda how you should do it, in my opinion.
Ah, we speak at last.
Like, I also only test, honestly, like for Astacard, for example, or for like 1.3, or like all other playtests in the past. I tested whatever I felt like I would like to playtest, and otherwise I just don't do it. Like, if it's no fun, and or I basically cannot make good content out of it, or whether or not I do not feel like making content out of it, then I'm just not gonna do it. Like, why? Why should I? All public forums devolve into this Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, etc. It's all the same. I don't know about that. I mean, I think a lot of the time, like, the forums can be reasonable, and I would say the devs are, like, reading all of their feedback properly, and if you do have feedback, then posting it on the forums and, you know, having it there on the forums for everybody to read is way better than how some other people treat the forums, as in they think the forums are just like a single point of toxicity and you should just rant about what you would do with the game on your own, and then it will never change because nobody's gonna read with your feedback ever. I know plenty of people who try to, or like decide to give feedback in that way, but I mean, that's not feedback, that's just like ranting in your own like bubble to literally nobody in the end. Sounds picky, I wish my eyes would have different colors. Yeah, I was in that boat for a very long time as well, and maybe I kind of still am, but Crate has decided to add icons instead, which are, in my opinion, like slightly worse than recoloring the item, but ultimately, once you know what they are like supposed to signal, it's like the same. I mean, if you see an item like this on the ground and you see an item like this on the ground and you cannot tell the difference, then I don't know what to say. Like, there is definitely like a clear difference here with this here. Like, sure, they're both green, but one has like a symbol, the other one doesn't. So you always wonder, okay, what is this supposed to mean? And you look at the item and then you're gonna figure it out, right? It's not like super clear. I mean, the whole game of Grim Dawn is not like holding your hand really that much. If you're expecting an RPG that holds your hand, then Grim Dawn is not the game for you really. Green doesn't look important enough to be good enough. Why, you don't like the color green?
You speak at last.
I mean, most of my items right now are green. Why would green not be good enough? I mean, again, that's kind of like going hand in hand, I guess, with hand holding. Ironically. Like, just because an item has a certain color doesn't necessarily mean... Like, it just tells you the rarity. It does not tell you the power. But I guess too many people nowadays are just Diablo 3 brained. Like, Diablo 3, I feel like, changed how we perceive items in RPG in a like big way. Like people who play Diablo 2, they still realize that you can have even like white items be good because you can put the proper rune words into them. There's one nitpick with yellow items though, maybe in this game though, yeah. Like you could say like yellow items maybe should be better. Or maybe monster frequencies like these that have only magic pre and suffix should maybe be yellow with like the symbol. Right, you could also make that argument. And I would kind of be on board with that, like maybe these items, right, aggressive of alacrity bone spike, maybe they should be actually yellow with like the symbol on top. Torchlight 2 does give enough color indication for you to tell it's different. Never played the PoEs and Diablos.
There was much ice my scouts have reported back.
I guess ultimately we're gonna like be in this, like, how do you say that, like turn in a circle here forever.
Just the person I'm looking for. There are two other
Because Crate decided to make symbols instead of like symbols like these instead of a different color. And yeah, I agree. I mean, I personally would have also done it differently. And in the past, I was definitely like flaming them for not making them look unique enough. But now they have made them look unique. Like, you cannot tell me like these two look the same. They don't look the same. So they are unique enough. Like, they are unique to each other, right?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
I also personally think that they should have done the differentiation in a different way. I would have done it different too myself. But I cannot say that they have not at least tried to make them more unique from each other. Yeah, anyway. Both green. Both green is true. They don't tell the story what makes them different. They could have also, like, instead of calling these rare offhand though, they should have like rewritten the rare into something else. Yeah. They tried. I don't know if they tried their best, but they definitely tried. My chat is trolling? Nah, my chat never trolls. What are you talking about? I know they're trolling, but they're also not trolling, right? They're trolling and also not trolling. I know there's some people in here that are actually not trolling when they say something like that. Wait, where was the...
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Fuck, did I sell the wrong thing?
Good, you're back.
Hello.
Did... Okay, this one is like, oh my god, unique epic blue. But you still have to read the item, right? You still have to read the item and then realize it doesn't give you like a single piece of resistance. It's probably dog shit. Is it dog shit though? Kinda. But we'll still use it. Not dog shit enough for me, I guess. Holy shit, these have 36 aethers. Hold the phone.
Iron well spent.
Let's take a look, shall we?
The awaken feature is gonna make it hard to drop later.
You say that.
You think so? You mean like blues are gonna be less common because of the awaken feature? I kinda doubt it. New icon? Wait, what? Clarity is not Grim Dawn's forte. We can all agree on that. And yeah, some things would be better if they were a bit different. But at least they are different. Different enough, maybe. Yeah, she has the reroll feature, which you need to unlock in Fangs of Ostakarn. Doubt it. That's fair when you need to sell items. Selling by color is quicker. That is actually fair. That's a good argument. Nice. Higher level, higher percent damage. Dude, the pickup range is so OP now. What is this? Actually farm 80 crystals and flippin' conflagration. Would there be a gore stack version of Ascended? I mean, you can always impose your own challenges. I don't know if there's gonna be like any official gore stack support though, I kinda doubt that. Rare Akum, welcome in. What the fuck? How come there's only two skills? I mean, that's all you need for now. It's a very lazy build. Literally only like one button, basically. I mean, you can play like Word of Pain on top. You can choose other skills on top if you want to be fancy, but not really needed, to be fair. You can spend your time looting in the meantime.
I can't open.
This is kind of like a good Aether item. If I was playing Word of Pain on top, it would probably be slightly more damage actually than my current one. Kinda only very slightly though. Okay, let's sell some stuff. What do I not need here? This crap, that crap. I mean, this one is elemental damage. Let's play that. Okay, we're definitely switching to this offhand. Yeah, I guess we go back to Darlet once again. Change the component.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Alright. Yeah, my dynamite just went to my stash, but as I said earlier, if you encounter a dynamite trove, you don't need to have your dynamite in your bag anymore, you can just have it in your stash as well. Yeah, Stormbox is like my dog, right? And I like to keep my enemies on a leash. Yeah, pretty much. To be fair, like for the tiny trash mobs, maybe like 1 or 2 points and Word of Pain wouldn't be that bad, because like Stormbox kind of stops shooting, right? Like once the enemy dies. It's great when there's like one lead and like a group of enemies. Hey, that's actually a decent blue item. For this build as well. Runeforged chest guard. +2 to lightning tether. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Nice pet build. Okay. Ellie Rust is fine, right? Yeah, we can do this switch. Sure, why not? Okay, let's do it. You red shirt.
Shall we?
I'm not playing any mods right now, not a single one. I am, however, playing on the
Bring you back something interesting.
like Fangs of Astakarn internal 1.3. So I can sometimes drop some items coming... Wait, what? Ah, shit. Coming later this year with Fangs of Astakarn. Only 20 Chaos Stress. Yeah, we need to like pump more points and stay resolved, right? Yo, Philippe, welcome, welcome. The main reason you got in the Grim Dawn? Happy to hear that. Glad you enjoyed the game. Glad you learned to enjoy the game. Okay, so we got like more points in Tether. Very nice, very nice. Even more damage for my skill. The highly controversial 1.3. Oh shit. No, the witch. Oops. I mean, I guess we are an Inquisitor, so we gotta like burn all the witches, but... Oops. She died. Rest in peace. See, even for this quest, it pulls dynamite from your stash. You don't have to have it in your bag. You trickerino with me? What? Wait, you can drop a spectral battle axe too? I didn't even know that. Interesting. Yeah, this is just like proper Inquisitor roleplay. Playthrough here, right? Killing all the witches. Google says Stormbox is one of the highest damaging spells in the entire game. I mean, for leveling. For endgame, not so much. What the fuck? Alright, time to kill this guy, Bolvar, with my low chaos stress of 34. Yep, let's not die to this guy. Stand behind the tree. Right, you have a dog on your leash. I mean a Stormbox on your tether. Just hide behind the tree. What's my favorite leveling mastery? Maybe Demolitionist with Blackwater Cocktail. Ah, there it is. Okay, we killed Bolvar. We got the shrine. We got the insignias. We just need farmers. Here they are. Nice. And there's another totem. Totem. Much fire, such burn. Wow. Yeah. Also, I mean, Nightblade leveling is always fun. It's fast, it's fun. It's a Nightblade. Remember, there's this important mechanic change in the last 6 years that is not covered in my Grim Dawn Basics videos. What have they changed in the last like 6 years? Apart from maybe like the important from physical resistance being a little lower now. Is there a chance we get the expansion pack before 3rd quarter? I mean, there's a chance. I don't know how high the chances though. We will see whenever Crate announces the release date. Dodge has been added, Sunder has been added. I mean, yeah, true. Dodge and Sunder. I like the biggest mechanical changes. Yo, Skype. Welcome in. People rolling in. Friendly people on the roll. How's it going? Witch Hunter and Demon Slayer Reaper. Pierce Bleed, Witch Hunter, Demon Slayer Reaper. Wondered how the Witch Hunter ended up higher than Demon Slayer. Did it? Maybe it did. Did it land higher in my ranking? Like my hardcore ranking, my eternal like hardcore ranking? I don't think so. I think I rated Demon Slayer higher than the Pierce Witch Hunter. At least for hardcore. Because I felt like the Witch Hunter was certainly... like the Pierce one was too glassy. One shot for enemies will be added. I mean, one shots on enemies already in the game right now. If you remove all your gear, then you can have one shots. It's not a new feature. But like actual like one shots, even if you have like, you know, proper decked out character and everything. I don't know about that. Oh shit, I do need a new skill now. Fuck. I do need Word of Pain to proc another, like, devotion here. Whoops. Also Widow next. Yeah, Witch Hunter is like slightly higher damage, but I also felt like way safer playing the Demon Slayer. He's way better overall, I think. I mean, the softcore rating is a little weird sometimes. I take it with a lot of grain of, like, plenty of grains of salt every single time. And also that's why I usually just prefer to do my own builds instead of like following some softcore builds, because I mean they have like a different way of playing the game than I have, so I don't know. Whatever is strong in their hands for their specific type of content they are playing is gonna end up like feeling totally different to what I feel strong in my hands. Currently leveling the most brain dead semi-AFK build I could find, Force Wave Warlord. Yeah, that certainly doesn't require much brain power. True. Very true about that. Good, non-believer. Oh shit. Seal of Binding, give me that. Give me that loot. More loot for the stew. Okay, and no, not that skill. Let's pick a skill here after all that I do need for more devotions to proc, and people have been requesting I should pick for like the last 2 streams already, so let's finally pick it. What is playtest, Steven? What do you mean? Playtest is when you play to test, and because it has play in it, you should only do it if you have fun doing it. So if you don't have fun doing it, don't do it. So in the public playtest 1.3, you do not have new MIs. In the season playtest, you have currently not that many new MIs, but there are some. In the Fangs of Ostakarn internal playtest, which only is being played by Praetorians, right? Like selected members from Zentai's cult. You have all the Fangs of Ostakarn MIs as well, which are plenty. Also new blue items, like even this one. Holy shit, Band of Thundering Vengeance, Retaliation, Lightning Damage, Ring. Okay. I mean, if it had like actually good resistances, right? And not just this bitch ass like basic elemental dress. That would be good. Zantai's cultists side quest. This cunt has been crushed. Huh? Huh? To be fair, this one also has casting speed and like, I mean, it's a lot of damage. I kind of want to fit it somehow. But Slith Prime Ring gives me poison and Vitreous. I need both of that. And Chron Ring gives me Pierce Rest, which I also want. And I think absolute idiot me just sold the Goddess Ring that I had earlier for like no reason. Whoops.
Good, you're back.
Walk hier gefort tomorrow.
Oh shit, oh shit. Thank you so much for the resub, Scatterbrain. I need to make my brain pay attention real quick though. Before it's getting scattered, because Zarya's on the loose here. Okay, never mind. Thanks a faster current tomorrow, hooray! Also Jason, thank you so much for the 14 months as well. I missed you earlier, sorry about that. Thank you so much for 30 total months. 14 consecutive months. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Welcome back to the Bloomers. Just started playing, hooray! Any tips about using Aura of Sense here? You're level 30. If you are playing an elemental build, fire, lightning, or cold, then you put points into it and you max it. If you aren't playing any of those elements, then you don't pick it. And it's never like a main skill, it's just like a supportive aura. It's not like insane on its own. It's okay, but not like insane. Speaking of, while sometimes I do like not being able to have the game like cluttered by auras, I think this early in the game it's kind of nice to have, for example, like the aura sensor effect on your character. When you don't have like 5 billion effects on yourself already.
Ah, we speak at last.
Or yet, rather. I hope there are more transformation items, like the one that changes Oathkeeper Guardians to wolves. I hope so too. We shall see, we shall see. There's gonna be some 2 skeletons maybe? Who knows? I have also like no idea about at least half of their content that they're still doing. Or that they're gonna do for Ostakarn. Do I want any of this shit? No, right? I mean, maybe the ring if I can fit like... If I can fit it. If it fits. What about the salmon? I think it also has like elemental damage as a default. Or is it cold bit? It is still higher elemental rest than my current item. It has like 5 billion resistances because it's a green item. Of ruin suffix is terrible because of ruin is physical damage. But I mean it's still better than my blue item. Kinda funny. Inscribed bracers are kinda decent for damage though, for lightning damage. Or like any kind of elemental damage. Unluckily, though, they have neither HP nor resistances. Yeah. They don't give me enough, I think. Like, let's just remove them. Too weak. Should I hide rares on the filter at this point? What level are you? So I would not hide the rares until you are level 100. Because rares are better than most epics. If not. Well, depending on the rare, it can be better than all epics even. Yeah, you want to have it like this. You can maybe, like, if you know, like, you want to play like a certain playstyle anyway, you could like hide like one-hand melee, two-hand melee, or ranged. Like rather hide like types of weapons. But hiding stuff here, I would... Like, you can play like this later on for like endgame. But up until endgame, I would pretty much always play like this. Which will mean that you will pick up many items, yes. And you will have to sell many items, yes. And you will have to look through many items, yes. And that can be a little annoying. But whenever you don't feel like you really need an upgrade, and also whenever you feel like you just can't be bothered to like read all the items, just sell your entire bag. Even if you miss like a small upgrade, it's not gonna be something that you would have to feel all too bad about. You're gonna get another upgrade at some point after anyway. Probably. But ideally you want like a decent amount of iron bits, right? To be able to like buy all the blueprints later, to also craft some stuff and so on. So iron bits can be something that you wanna have a reasonable amount of.
One more question before I go to bed. If you could rework one skill in the game, what would it be? Have a good stream, y'all. See you soon.
Ah, we speak at last.
Yo, good night, Kakadu lover. Which skill would it be if I could rework one skill? I mean... I think I'm not alone when I say it would be... Blade Trap or OFF. But... let's go with something else here. And I would say... Flames of Ignafar. I would want yourself as a character to be able to move while using Flames of Ignafar. That would be cool. Or maybe even like being able to move during all channeling skills. Would be kinda neat. Stunjacks is also like probably like in the... Nah... Is it top 5? Maybe it's also like in the top 5 of skills to rework. But like Stunjacks itself kinda works, it just always feels a little clunky, I don't know why. Like the skill itself is fine, like damage wise. Maybe the spread is like too far or something. Too much randomness in the skill. And like how the projectiles work. But if you are able to face tank, shotgunning with the Stunjacks is kinda nice. Not as high up as like Blade Trap or Orb Up. Or even like channeling skills maybe. Yeah, for sure. Scatterbrain. I mean, I would definitely like add a... Like, you are not able to like just move around freely like you are right now. You have like maybe half your movement speed or something like that at max. Like, I just want to be able to like move a little bit. 50% is probably like still too high to there. Like too much movement speed. Blazing Eruption was much more powerful than Blazing Charge Rune. Blazing Eruption. What is Blazing Eruption again? Why did I forget? Blazing Eruption sounds like your weekend fun. That's good. Did Great finally add a frozen orb-like skill, or did I dream it happen?
I've been expecting you.
Maybe. I don't wanna get into trouble for spoilering stuff. Not as a player skill, let's say it like that. I haven't checked out the template yet for it, if it's an actual new template or it's just some like magical workaround. But there's something similar to it, yeah. Kimari Keiko, thank you so much for the Prime. Welcome on, welcome on. Appreciate the support. Welcome into the Bloomers. I mean, you could either create an item that has like a frozen orb-like skill, or maybe some fancy mod out there is gonna make an entire new class of that. Who knows? I'm not entirely sure it's like actual new template though. Welcome on, Greenya. I need yet another skill, right? For Arcane Bomb. I think I'm gonna just remove Tsunami though. It's probably better to just remove Tsunami. I mean, once this is finished, right, like 3 blue, I can like put 1 more blue here. Then I can remove the Tsunami again, completely. What's like the best Stormbox endgame skill right now? Like, what if you actually wanted to continue playing Stormbox all the way to endgame? Is Alagast like the best? I know Alagast was pretty good when I last played it, but when I last played it was still basically like Aether Lightning hybrid, and it's more like a just Aether set. I'm not sure. Alagast the only way even? Huh, really? Pretty sure. But is there no other like legendary lightning MIs or like lightning items for box now, right? Light's Defender, yeah, true. Light's Defender would go for, what is that, like a Stunjax Purifier, or no, actually more like Storm Totem Vindicator probably. Last regard, highly regarded set, yeah. True. Yeah. What is that actually, like Chaos Stormbox? That's like a season item, but... Yeah, Lights Defender might be good. Okay, time to switch my offhand. Do I switch this one as well? I mean, now that I'm using Word of Pain, I think I actually will do that. And then we can also switch the helmet here. Need a little bit more spirit. That's no problem. There we go. Do I want to change the chest too? No, right? Wait, Frost Shriek has Aura of Censure. Wait, it has +4 to Aura of Censure and +4 to Heart of Astakarn. What is this troll item, dude? What the fuck? Shatter. Release a cone of ice shards at the target. How does that skill work? It's just cosmetic. Okay. Cosmetic damage.
Need something broken down? Bring me back something interesting.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Wait, did he drop 2 rings? What the? That's kinda crazy. Alright, cool. Let's put like... Let's just max Aura of Sensor. It's a good skill. So, how did I DC? What the fuck? Well, sorry about that. What the hell? Flip internet strikes again. Okay, we're gonna work more on Widow, and then once Widow's done, we take out Tsunami again, right? Sliff Scale Leg Reps. Is that an upgrade? Do they have Poison Rust? Maybe, right? No. Wait, what? Slip Pants don't have Poison Rust? Huh? That's weird. Oh, what the fuck? YouTube like ended the entire stream? Jesus. Yikes. Bro, what? Is YouTube live or not? Like, this is so weird sometimes with YouTube. I don't get it. I'm not sure if I should, like, restart the stream. Or if it is restarted. Like, it says I'm live, but it also says I'm not live. Like, literally in the same window it says I'm live, and it also says I'm not live. Like, what is it now? What the fuck? Stream is in superposition, yeah. Hello? Yeah, okay, it is live. Why is the bitrate so shit though? What the fuck? The third time you're redeeming your watch streak bonus. Dude, what? Okay. I hope it's fine now. It's some hot ass garbage. Savage. Okay, we need to go back to Homestead. Yes, yes. And then all the quests, and also go to Fort Heron to handle all the quests over there.
I am told I could when the Legion was forced to. Let's see. I've already.
I heard it. You're here. With a...
Alright. You heard I'm here, I am here. The lumber mill has been lumbered.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
And this is all useless shit. Okay, yep.
See you around.
Let's put this here, sure. And let's go to Zor's Bastion.
May the light of Empyrean guide your path.
All right. Should we do Tomb of the Archon? Forgot to leave a portal. Yo, Farrick, welcome back.
trick. Precisely.
Death, yep. Did Crate announce anything? The only thing Crate announced is that patch 1.3 will come out at the same point as Fangs of Astacar. But I mean, we kinda expected that. At least most of us did. I would dare to say. Other than that, no new info yet. Next week on Monday, we'll get a new Grimace adventure. Some new updates. Nice try, Scatterbrain. Do not trust anything, or rather, do not trust everything, at least, you see on the internet. It might be AI, or it might be just cropped together. They can't put something on the internet that isn't true though. Yeah. Yeah, Fangs of Astacar on Monday, Season 8 on Tuesday, exactly. Surely. Another pathetic watcher. Okay, cool. He died. Yeah, it's impossible to fake screenshots. What do you mean? DLSS 5 powered, thanks of us the current tomorrow, yeah. Surely, Jesus Christ. I was struggling too much for that. What is this? This one is pretty good, right? I mean... is it actually better though? We do get the Lightning Nova skill on top, which is nice. We get some lightning resistance on top, which is kind of useless. And we do get more away on top, which is kind of nice though. So I would say overall that is an update, upgrade.
Let's take a look, shall we?
An upgrade worthy of an update. Update worthy upgrade. Dateable upgrade, huh? Dude, it's proccing like crazy. What's going on? Wait, does it not have a cooldown? 1 second recharge. And it procs all the time because of my flippin' Aura of Sensor, I guess. Well, it procced in all the mines, right? It's also proccing a lot here. Cute. Expansion will be released this year. Yeah. I'm fairly confident of that. About that. More like this decade. Well, it will definitely be released this decade as well, yeah. Definitely. And Grim Dawn 2 maybe next decade, right? Grim Dawn 2 next decade. Next century. Grim Dawn 2 after next nuclear winter. Hopefully not, but... I mean, I would rather have it after the next nuclear winter than never, right? So... It's the Devourer ring. Stone-faced. Of the boar. That would not be a bad physical ring. Like physical commando, physical witchblade kind of ring, right? It's kind of nice. Happy, welcome, welcome. Why did I not enter the door? I always leave a portal there. Then get my waypoint first and then go back to the door. Right, like this. Then once I'm done with the script, I can just port to the waypoint right away. 3 days left for big announcement. 3 days. Wait, what? Announcement on Sunday? Hooray. Or you mean on Monday? You think they're gonna announce the expansion and the misadventure? I don't think so. I mean, they could, but I don't think so, because they've never announced I think an expansion pack in their misadventures ever. Rift Maxer, yeah. Exactly. Okay, now we go back to this rift. Talk to Mr. Fort Icon, aka Inquisitor Creed.
Good work down there. We cannot.
Good work.
See anything you like?
Oh, this is the new Lucius's Wraith arm, actually, right? Onslaught, Aether, and TSS. I wonder if this may be actually good. Like +1 charge to TSS, 70% weapon damage. On like, I don't know how many projectiles you have, like 4? 3, 4, something like that, right? It's a different weapon, Scatter. There's 2 weapons for Lucius. No. Also, this one has a fuck ton of resistances. What the fuck? And all damage. I mean, all damage is better than just bleeding damage. I think this is better than the Crony Ring, at least. What about these flesh warped casks? I mean, these shoulders always have a lot of resistances too, right? Pierce that. What's the chest here? Haunted Vestment, Kelder's Tempest, Spectral Wrath, Wire's Might. This chest is kind of nice, not gonna lie, but I would lose like a lot of damage if I checked, like if I picked this one, right? If I change my helmet here, I mean my chest and my helmet. So yeah, let's just try to keep what I have for now for a little longer. I would go to 64 Vitality Rest, right? But also 50 poison only. I mean, it's fine, right? Surely. Surely it's fine. But yeah, this is a cool item now. Or like, well, it's a different item than the old one. But it is a cool item nevertheless. Aura of Censure maxed out. Nice, nice. Where do you put points next now? The seal? And that's like kind of all you need on this build, right? Let's just put some points in Sea Resolve for now to get more Chaos runs.
Took you long enough.
If you don't announce the DLC at the 18th, you're gonna play a different game, you're gonna move on to the next game, you will never play Grim Dawn ever again. That's a little harsh. I mean, you're gonna probably move on to a different game until the DLC is out anyway, right? Like, the DLC is not gonna be out next week just because they announce it next week as well, right? It's gonna be like, I don't know, at some point in maybe like July or so, who knows? How come present world generations think Allah is a totally valid approach to life? I mean, have you looked at the President of the United States? He's a fucking president. He's probably one of the best liars out there. Alongside, like, every other politician, I feel like. Was it really that different in the past, though? At least with politicians and lying? I don't know. I think people always lied a lot to get other people to do whatever they want them to do. A big wall and a lot of nails. Well, Sweden would need a lot of sea mines. I don't know if a wall is gonna help you that much. Politicians lying? What? Huh? They weren't lying in your face. Wait, who's lying in our face though? Zantai, when he said Fangs of Astrakhan is gonna be out in 2024. That was definitely overly ambitious. But did he say sorry once? Did he wear a suit and say sorry while wearing a suit? I don't think he did. Man. Am I gonna try Subnautica 2? Is it fun? I've never played Subnautica 1. Xanta would be president of some nations. If you're not afraid of deep sea. But as long as it's not like me actually going into the deep sea in real life, I'm fine. Wait, where's the torch? Here it is. To be fair, like the only critique that I did agree with in that one, like 1.3 or like Fangs of Asakarn when post basically is the communication of Zentai can sometimes definitely be a little better. Could be a bit more clear.
It's locked.
Or, well... yeah, the Fangs of Asakarn coming out at some point in 2024. Communication was also not the best. We're going to play Titan Quest 2 when it comes out. I mean, I already have bought the game in early access. I have played it in early access, so it's not gonna cost me anything to play it when it's fully out as well. So yeah, I will play some Titan Quest 2. Not sure how much, depends on how good the game is gonna be then and how much I'm gonna like it, but I will definitely play it, yes. Should have said something like we're eyeing for 2024. Yeah. There was certainly like a lot of hype in like late 2023. Early 2024. And a lot of that like momentum got lost in 2025. I mean, also I myself played a lot less like Grim Dawn last year. Like 2025 is I think like probably like the year in which I've played like the least Grim Dawn in like the last like 10 years maybe. And also, yeah, we could have like definitely like done another season if we knew it's gonna like be delayed that much. But we also had like some people in our season team not wanting to have another season with our like last back end that we had. And them also not having as much time or being as motivated to actually work on seasonal stuff because of, well, just being busy in real life. And season is also ultimately, you know, like it's a mod to a rather niche game ultimately, and there's a lot of like work and effort put into there, which is basically just free time with no proper compensation. That is how it is. Besides Grim Dawn and Titan Quest 2, any other RPG I am playing? I like to play FoA 2 sometimes. Every now and then. Every bigger update I played for a little bit usually. Not sure if I will not play FoA 2 that much with the 0.5 though. Since there is no new weapon type and no new class. I mean, there is 2 new ascendancies, I guess, but... I know 0.5 is great for endgame, blah blah, right? And hopefully it is actually great for endgame. But my motivation to play 0.5 is not very high. Not gonna lie. It's really not. Like, I'd rather play some Timberborn. Or like any other like just chill like game than 0.5, I feel like. Spirit Walker looks fun. Yeah, if you like taming monkeys. What's the other one? The monk one? I don't know, maybe I'll try a little bit of FoA too. We'll see. Right now, I don't feel particularly interested in it, to be fair. First time fighting Count Junior was epic. Yep. Martial artist. Performance artist. I mean, unarmed gameplay was kinda fun last time, not gonna lie. FoA 2's too woke? Wait, what? How? What? Yeah, I mean, I agree, we needed something else than like another monk ascendancy for 0.5, but it is what it is. We needed fucking Marauder with axes, or Templar with flails, or, you know, that kind of stuff. Or Duelist with swords or something like that. I mean, the more I think about 0.5, like, actually, the more I just want to skip it. Like, I know on paper, like, what they're doing is great and all, sure. And I hope people like it. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna be interested enough. Wait, I didn't know you can have like sub-level 50 Logarian shoulders actually. 38. Interesting. I mean, these are actually not that bad. Because they have good pierce rest. Okay. Attacks the roof.
You've returned. So our great moment of triumph is soured with tragedy. Good, you're back. I struggle to it. Good, you're back. I struggle to admit this. You see, the Luminari have long...
Excuse me, my father and I were...
Excuse me?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Roomy towel.
Play a roomy towel match. You wanna hear a roomy towel? Alright. I can read some chat in the meantime then. Wait, he's gone? What? Never mind, you got scammed, chat, I'm sorry. He's gone. He already said no and left. Oh, and Amala is also dead. Right, fuck. Gotta go here to respec. Just endgame update. Well, yeah. It's a big endgame update, but... yeah, I don't know. If you don't care about endgame all that much, because you don't have time to play endgame, then it's like, eh. Whatever.
What troubles you?
What troubles me, indeed. Hang on.
Farewell.
I need to put the point here.
What troubles you?
Then remove these nuts.
Stay strong.
I mean these points. Put these points here.
Let me clear your mind.
Remove this point. Gothic 1 remake. Gothic 1 remake is gonna be buggy as fuck probably, but it's still gonna be fun in a way. I don't expect it to really be like that smooth. Might be still fun. Atmosphere matters more, I guess. Grim Dawn is my #1 ARPG. I cannot
I
deny.
sense turmoil within you.
Let's go with Tempest next. I think that's good. Gothic 3 was an absolute buggy mess on release. I mean, it can't be that, like, it literally cannot be that bad. It can't be as bad as Gothic 3.
Tinkering is my
Why stash all of that instead of selling? Wait, stash what? I don't have that much in my stash, do I? Oh, you mean the components? I mean, I stash all of them all the time.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Like, this is all that I have in stash, right? Nothing else. Like, literally nothing else. You can keep these around. You need them for crafting, and if you at some point get like too many of them, then you can sell them.
Safe with me. Promise.
You can sell like a holy spoiler, you know, a big stack. Big stack. Former Phantasmal Blades devs released their new game. Wait, what? PB. Port Barbary. My brain is Grim Dawn damaged, I'm sorry. What is PB? The Gothic 3 demo disc, holy, yeah. Powerful Exile? Dude, I don't know what PB is. Phantasmal Blades is what it is for me. Peanut butter, hell yeah. Actually, peanut butter is not that great. It's okay. I basically never eat it, but it's okay. Oh, you mean piranha bites? Ah. Okay, I mean, I do know piranha bites. Sure.
Good, you're
Oh,
back.
wait, what's their new game, though?
Direkt
It was... I mean, it didn't look that great. It looked like okay. Yo, Amazing Loki, thank you so much for 22 months. Welcome back, appreciate the support. Crowd on. Crowd on these nuts. GFS Keikona, you hooked on peanut butter. Oh. Nice, nice. Vine, Ring of the Cabal, holy, 5 resistances, let's go. I mean, if you look at Gothic 1 even, right? Gothic 1 does a lot of things very well, but in many other situations they also like kind of like show you the finger, right? Like, I feel like even Gothic 1 has so much like untapped potential in the game. Like there's so much potential that I just refuse to properly use. Because, well, they're not like a quadruple A company, even not back then. And I guess German devs or whatever don't have a lot of resources. The controls are not the problem with Gothic 1 in my opinion, actually. I mean, the controls are unusual, yeah. But you can get used to them. And they kinda make sense if you like use different logic in their head. I mean, using like one key to swing to the weapon to the left and another key to swing to the weapon to the right. In a way, makes sense if you wanna like simulate like combat like that in a way, but only you. feel like whenever people talk about like how great Gothic 1 was, they usually only mean like the first like half hour, maybe like the first hour of the game. And also, I mean, okay, the progression also feels fucking amazing in Gothic. Like that's the only part that feels amazing throughout the entire game, I think. But when it comes to like the atmosphere, the story, and how it's all set up, like the initial setup is so amazing, and presenting you like different, you know, like paths to do, it's also pretty nice. But then at some point you get to like the entirety of the entirety of chapter 1 is amazing. Maybe chapter 2 is also like kind of fine. And I think the finale is also cool, but a lot of the like initial freedom that you have gets lost down the line because, well, the entire questline is just linear and your choice of faction doesn't matter as much as you think initially. Like Gothic 1 needs like multiple endings in my opinion to be actually good. Like even Dark Souls has like, or even like Elden Ring has like multiple endings, you know. Even if you do fight like the same boss and so on. And also the boss fight, the final boss fight itself, I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much for people that haven't played like old Gothic 1. But it was arguably like the most boring boss fight I've ever played in any RPG, or like in any RPG ever. Like it's so fucking boring, holy shit, that's so bad. The design I think is cool, but the actual combat of the last bosses, I mean, it's non-existent. So trash. Literally just do it to watch the cutscene afterwards. If there was no cutscene, you would quit before the final boss. So I hope they make the actual final fight an actual fight. And I hope they give us like multiple endings. And etc, etc, right? Like the game has a lot of potential and you could make like your choice of faction matter a lot more than they did. Because the initial setup makes you feel like it matters a lot, and that's a good thing, but then it just doesn't. But also I wish also in Grim Dawn would matter a bit more. But then again, like Grim Dawn is an ARPG, and in ARPGs you can forgive something like that a bit more than an actual like story-driven RPG like Gothic. Even though Gothic in a way also has like heavy focus on like progression and so on, so it is in a way maybe not as like story focus of an RPG as like The Witcher is, for example. Like Gothic feels a bit more ARPG than The Witcher does, I would dare to say. Like when it comes to the style of progression it has. But on the other hand, like combat in Gothic 3, or combat in, combat in Witcher, I mean, is, at least like endgame combat is still better than Gothic. I feel like early game combat in Gothic is kinda, I mean, it's a little scuffed, sure, and it's like its own kind of thing, but it's kinda decent.
Come see what's left of my wares.
I also liked Witcher 1 combat more than Witcher 3, but Witcher 1 was also, yeah, kind of weird combat. I'm not sure which combat was weirder, like Witcher 1 or Gothic 1. Oh, this is a nice medal. Wendigo Eye of Scorched Ruins. Even Scorched Ruins suffix is insane, and the Wendigo Eye itself is, as you can see, insane for Word of Pain, so we're picking this instantly, like... That is a GG streamer drop right there. And one of the main reasons why you should always look at green items. And maybe somebody in chat earlier who said the green items should have a different, like monster frequency should have a different color, is not necessarily even that wrong, because, yeah, I mean... It would be nice. Indeed, I think we change boots here. And then maybe change shoulders alongside that, because these have lightning damage. And higher OA actually. Wait, do they? Yeah. No. No, they don't. Maybe we don't change shoulders then. Is there gonna be a Witcher 1 remake? I would play that. Maybe.
Put it to good use.
I think they will rather do like another re-release of Witcher 3 though, probably, right? Just like Skyrim. Or the Skyrim re-releases.
Goodbye for now.
After Witcher 4 they wanna do a Witcher 1 release. Wait. But that's like a different studio, right? Witcher 4... Or wait, CD Projekt Red is working on Witcher 4, but most of the OG devs from CD Projekt Red have like left the company or something, right? Didn't they make like their own company? Aren't they like working on another like RPG as well? Which build do I recommend to you? Beginner friendly, fun to play. Choose any of these. And fun is very subjective, right? I don't know what kind of playstyle you would like to play. Do you like to play a caster? Do you like to play melee? Do you like to play ranged guns? Do you like to play pets? The beginner guides should have like something for every kind of taste. And they're all very strong. But ultimately I cannot really decide for you, right? Like what do you want to play? The build that is best is the one that you are having the most fun with. And that's also like a good build, but I mean... The builds they are all pretty good. And yeah, sorry for the late answer, I didn't see your... you asking the first time. Do you use any mods? I do not know. If you want to have an easier time understanding like green items and their affixes, I can recommend you the rainbow filter mod. And well, at some point down the line, I would not recommend this to you if you're like new to the game though. There are mods for like infinite stash, but they kind of only make sense once you have learned which items are worth to keep and which ones aren't worth to keep, so I would not recommend like any stash mods before you have like that kind of knowledge. Because otherwise you'll just end up like, you know, keeping way too much trash items.
We speak at
That's not
last.
good. You will clutter your inventory way too much. This item is nice too, right? I would lose the 8 damage to Word of Pain. And +2 to the skill and +2 death sentence. Maybe it's not good enough then. Let's see here. What other RPGs do I play? As much as Grim Dawn? None. But I do sometimes play some Titan Quest 2. I sometimes play some FoA 2. Yeah, that's kind of it. FoA 1. I played some FoA 1 in the past, but not as much. I'm pretty new at FoA 1 to be fair. I played... Oh yeah, okay, I guess the RPG I did play the second most is Last Epoch actually. I keep forgetting about that game, but like Last Epoch is kinda struggling a little bit right now, let's say it like that. The Stone Strife is a tough call to be fair. Like, it's not bad. But is it good enough? Don't forget Wolsen. I mean, I have played Wolsen as well. I've also played Titan Quest 1 at some point. I've also played Diablo 2 at some point. I've also played Diablo 3 at some point. I've also played the pre-release demo for Diablo 4. And then decided the game is not worth my money. My favorite ultimately is Grim Dawn, yeah. Definitely. Like, if I would have to choose one ARPG to play and never play any other game ever again, I would probably be Grim Dawn, yeah. Or maybe Grim Dawn 2 at some point, who knows, whenever it's out. Maybe next decade, right? Otherwise, I don't play like only ARPGs. I also like to play some other genres. Like RTS games or even like chill like simulation games, something like Factorio or city builder games. Also pretty chill too. I feel like the only genre I don't like that much is shooters. I mean, I have played some shooters in the past. I've played like lots of Counter-Strike with friends and so on, but I'm just terrible at shooters and I don't overly enjoy them either. But they're okay. I played a fuck ton of League of Legends in the past. Way too many mobile hours on like Dota, League of Legends, Dota 2. But yeah. Subnautica 2 is like top 3 in Steam database, 400k players, oh, that's crazy. What did you even do in that game though? Like, you explored the ocean, right? And like what do you actually do? It's just like a sandbox game? Maybe I failed to understand the concept of even Subnautica 1 already. You survive underwater. Like a sandbox survivor game. How is it like so much more popular just because it's like underwater? You watched? Yeah, I watched like somebody play like Subnautica 1 at some point either. I thought it's giga boring. Like, I could not watch it more than like 10 minutes. But maybe it's more like interesting when you play it yourself. Try to feel it. Spooky. How is it like a... Does it have like jumps? Does it cater to like the jump scare audience as well a bit? That kind of spooky or... Yeah? Ah, then it's not for me. Like jump scares are boring as fuck. In my opinion at least. Most of them. Some can be good though. I mean, I should maybe like try it at some point. Yeah. If I have money, I'll try it. I don't have money right now though. How much is it? Is it more than $20? More than $20, right? Probably. More like 50, 60, 70, who knows? I mean, games in general, though, are cheap entertainment, you know, like, don't get me wrong. But for somebody who, like, basically never goes to the movies, never goes to any parties, never goes to the club, never goes on, like, any concerts, never goes to, like, any festivals, paying $70 for a game is still expensive, you know? Like, I don't do anything where you need to pay for anything, basically. when it comes to my free time. I just do like, I don't know. I go biking, I go hiking, and I go to gym. That's it, basically. Or, okay, I guess I go like bouldering. Bouldering does cost like some money. But I also do it because of like, you know, you need to stay fit somehow and not die when you're like 40 or like be in a wheelchair by 50 or something like that. Gaming in general is, I would say, rather cheap for entertainment. I mean, sure, you need to either like buy a console first, and then if you are a console gamer, then like games aren't that cheap. And if you are playing like on a computer, then you gotta like buy the hardware first, which is not that cheap either nowadays. Certainly not. But no, like the actual games are usually rather cheap. At least when it comes to like the amount of hours of entertainment that you get per dollar. Like for example, but there's like statistics, right, where you can see like how many dollars you have spent per minute played or something like that. For Grim Dawn, it's already like down to 0.00. Like it's sub 1 cent for me for Grim Dawn. I think it's the only game in my library which is at 0.00. Let's leave a portal here. Story lore in Subnautica 1 is pretty good. Wonderful game with cool progression. I mean, if it's not like cheesy jump scare, then that's fine. I don't mind like some horror elements. I also liked reading all the lore on Grim Dawn and finding out Barrowholm or like cannibals, or the mother and the child needed to lure and eat people in the path north, or whatever it was called, the path south? Drift south? Yeah, drift south. That was cool. Some good lore. Some good reads. Any advice for playing hardcore without the risk of losing your sanity? Or one of your keyboards or mouse or mice? I mean, you just play for stash, right? Hashtag play for stash. Don't get too... Oh shit, this is the offhand I want. It's even Thunderstruck of Thunder. GG. Don't get too attached to your characters, right? Play for the progression of your stash and blueprints, not for your character. That would be like my number one advice.
Need something broken down?
Play pets, just play pets.
Come see what's left of my wares.
I mean, you can also play pets. That's kind of boring, but yeah, you can play pets. You can still dive with pets. It is possible. Not very likely, but it is possible. I feel like if you play pets in hardcore, you don't actually learn the game though.
Put it to good use.
Play Force Wave. You can also play, I guess, like a warder. Like a warder is pretty tanky.
Welcome.
It is melee, yes, but you can just out-tank, out-regen almost everything.
A blessed well.
Don't pick a cold source where you have to remember to press Blood of the Rig for Poison Rest. I mean, to be fair, they have increased the duration of Blood of the Rig, but yeah, it can still happen if you're not careful. Oathkeeper Soldier, that would be a Warlord. Warlord is also fine, but it's not as tanky as Warder, which is Soldier Shaman. In my opinion, like, I mean, both are very tanky, but Warder has like better regen support, I would dare to say. I think hardcore achievements go all the way to... I think the hardest hardcore achievement is killing Morgana, I think, on hardcore. Pretty sure there's an achievement for Morgana. But there's like none for Ravager, I think. Or wait. Is there for Ravager and Kala? There are achievements for Ravager and Kala, but are there hardcore achievements for that as well? I don't remember. No clue. Basically the same as normal game ones? Not quite, right? There are achievements for Kala. I'm 100% sure about that, but I don't think there's one for hardcore Kala. Physical media I have versus the worth of modern day subscriptions, game passes, streaming is just a cost. Wait, what? Why do you have like 100k euro worth of... Jesus, that's crazy. I mean, that's nice. That is nice, that is nice. It's only actually worth that as long as like somebody else is willing to pay it for you, right? But it is also like a lot easier to resell physical goods than digital goods that are like bound to your account. I mean, that's kind of why companies moved over to like digital subscriptions, so they have the power over like whom you are reselling your stuff to. Compared to physical like goods. Should have ticked veteran, right? At least now. Oh well. 1.0 playthrough when. Maybe we should try the no class run as well. I still haven't actually successfully done a no class run. Why anything but 1.0? We could do both. Holy shit. It is getting late. I kind of started the stream like too late today. I wanted to start earlier. Oh well. I mean, the ideal futures for people, it will be a future where the people own stuff, and also the means of production, of course. Okay, comrade, but we're moving more and more to a world where not only the means of production, but also the actual used daily goods are not within your hands anymore, but within the hands of the corporations. Yeah. That is not necessarily a bright future, in my opinion. But if that's what the people desire, or they think they desire, it is what it is. What can you do? Black plates of valor are pretty darn good. Let's use these. It's a good find. When political commentary. I don't know.
A blessed way.
There's other figures out there for that.
So
not sure if it needs another one.
We've always had.
Tinkering is my specialty.
I'm friends with the cannibals, yep.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Friends with the cannibals, and I killed pretty much like all the good guys on the way. This is not the, I guess, average Inquisitor run. Pretty evil run. So the living ring is nice because it gives me like another 3 points in Word of Agony, and it has like innate % elemental damage. However, we lose a lot of resistances, stun rest and poison rest. We do gain some more vitality rest though, which is nice.
Tinkering is my specialty.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around. I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Political commentary with actual meme maxing is always welcome, to be honest. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. And honestly, I personally also don't mind talking about politics in general. I like talking about politics a lot, and I like sharing like political views and thoughts and so on. in general. On the internet, it's a little harder than real life, though, in my opinion. And on Twitch or like on a gaming channel, it's also maybe not the right, like, you know, platform or the right channel for that, and so on and so on. I mean, I get you, Onion Baron, I get you. The world has not necessarily moved towards being necessarily a better place in the last, like... At least the last, like, 5, 6, 7 years. Something like that. I mean, COVID was something that made the world worse. Not necessarily because of humans' fault. You could say that's just a little unlucky, in a way. Everything that happened after that is certainly not just being unlucky.
You've reached the altar of and now the altar of
It is either malicious intent or even more than that. And I mean, same in Germany, you know, like it's... Not looking all that great right now.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Six, 7. Yeah. Exactly. Life is not a pony ranch. Yeah, that's not a pony ranch. I mean, never has been though. Never has been. But societies, and especially people in power over said societies, can always try to push a society towards a better future for everybody, or towards a better future just for a specific part of society. And currently the latter is like happening a lot more than the former. Leben ist kein Ponyhof? Yeah. That is a German saying. Can't wait for Pangs of Astakarn? Hell yeah, me neither. Wait is kidding you. Yeah, not only you apparently, like a couple of people were crashing out in the forums like today, but like, where's my Fangs of Astakarn re? More or less. I mean, we might get more information in the next misadventure, but historically, like, Trade has not really, like, dropped release dates, I think, during misadventures. But Zenta has said that he's very confident that he's gonna release the release date at some point in May. Whether or not he did the right thing by announcing that he is gonna announce it in May, probably. Or whether it was like an early call once again, just like at some point in the past he said they're gonna release Fangs of Astakarn probably at some point in 2024. Oh, that ship has sailed long ago. Okay, hang on, I'm still playing on normal, right? Jesus Christ. Why am I playing on normal? At this point, we are way too strong for anything here right now. Yeah, I think so too, Frosty. I don't think they've ever announced an announcement or a release date in a misadventure.
As you command. My Emperor, you're trouble. She and I go way back. Wait.
Wait.
Is that you, as you command? Wait.
Word of Pain. To be fair, Word of Pain Stormbox against Algorithm on Veteran. It's not gonna be the fastest skill, right? Like, sure, these skills are amazing for like AoE. They're also like decent for single target, but there are like better skills for single target. But because we're not on Veteran, so normal, this is still get easy. Jeder für sich ein Gott gegen alle. And if you refer to something related to religions being basically more or less made up to be able to also be part of a legitimization of being able to control the masses, then yeah, I agree. Why was so poor to Algrim? Ah, he can take it. He can take the hits. He's fine. It's perfectly healthy. Just reached endgame in farming SR 17 to 18. Nice. I'll reach a point where I can't find better loot to keep upgrading your stats. Got strong on my rolls, but don't know what else to do. Well, you can push to SR 30 and then run 30 to 31 to get like the best loot in the game generally.
It's good. You're right. Oh, to the...
Or you just make a new character if that's too boring. Grim Dawn is a lot about, like, Grim Dawn's endgame is a lot about not just playing the endgame, but a lot about just like trying new builds and playing the game more often. Grim Dawn is very campaign focused compared to other RPGs when it comes to like their endgame. Or like just rerolling more characters. There is not all too much like endgame progression. I mean, there is some, sure. But not as much as like say in FoA, for example. Mirror Glue Super Boss. Maybe I'm not announcing this too early as well. Just like Xantine keeps announcing some stuff too early. But next Grim Dawn season, next Grim Dawn Community Season 8 will have at least one new non-Fangs of Astakarn related super boss. Like actually community made super boss. I mean, of course there's gonna be whatever bosses exist with Fangs of Astakarn, right? But we will have at least one more like super boss made by our community team. Twitch running way worse than YouTube? Really? Huh. Not sure if it's Twitch servers or if it's... I don't know what else it's supposed to be even. I gotta gut the super boss? Why? Different super bosses can have like different what's it called? Different standards, that's fine. Oh shit, a triple rare. Glacial of Tormented Souls though? Oh my god, it's all over the place, it's terrible. Making a good super boss sounds extremely hard. Which of the like already existing community super bosses do you think are good and which ones aren't good? Like there's 6 of them, right? Yeah, 6 I think. Werner Herzog. Yeah, that stuff was... I think it's great that he did what he did. Even though some things are certainly like a little... controversial. Rightfully so, I think. But it's still great that there was somebody who like actually like did all the ideas that he and also Kinski and so on had. Even if they're kind of wild sometimes. And you can definitely like think they are maybe even terrible or controversial. Like that's fine. Standstill was too much. I mean, the voice acting was a little old, yeah. That was... If there's anybody in chat who can do actual good voice acting, and you want to do some voice acting, we always appreciate new voice actors. Because while we do have a couple of people that do a pretty good job every now and then if they have time, it's always nicer to have like a broader variety of voices, as long as the whole like setup is not scuffed, of course, right? Like some people, we had some people who I unfortunately had to decline as well because their setup was simply just like not good enough.
Ah, we speak at last.
And the quality was not good enough. And the standstill boss, yeah, I mean, that was also very much on the edge. And nowadays I would probably also not accept it like that anymore. Magi has like 100 voice lines covered. The fire giant guy. I mean, he's not a super boss, but he's a boss. Yeah. Can I write a soundtrack for the first zone of the league? I get triggered whenever you hear it. I mean, if you feel like... I mean, anybody who's good at voice acting, creating music, creating 3D models and animations, I mean, you're all welcome. Because I can't do any of that shit. I'm a terrible artist, so... I can kinda like create effects with the effect editor, sure I can do that. And like I can recombinate like lots of things. But... oh yeah, it's also, it has to be in 3D, 3ds Max, I think, yeah. I still didn't switch to veteran. What is wrong with me? I keep forgetting. Oh well. The real game is Grim Tools. True and real. I haven't played Grim Tools as much lately, to be fair. You dare to sunder me? What the fuck?
You better have a damn As far as I know, As far as I know, As far as I know, we're the last pocket of free people in our once grand city. Most of us, including myself, the Black Legion, I don't know what... So,
did I like the last top 20 more or the one before that?
If you're serious, the Ethereals...
Honestly, I don't even remember the one before that. Yeah, it's been quite a while. And I haven't paid as much attention to it apart from streaming it. Like apart from like showcasing the builds on stream, I never played the builds on my own that much, so... It was mostly just a showcase, to be fair. Apothecary's Touch is actually not bad, because it has like percent all damage, which means also lightning damage. It has a decent amount of HP. Has mental resistances. Word of Renewal 2 points. I would lose even more stun rest though. Which is not great. The Bat Cry though actually gives me more damage, right? From of King's suffix. We don't need to change it then.
Iron well spent.
Okay. Okay, let's actually move to Veteran and see if the build also can handle Veteran. I mean, it should be handling it easily. I'm pretty sure you can probably like still play most of the old top 20 builds right now. They might be like slightly weaker. Maybe like one or two of them are like a lot weaker. But probably like still good enough for like pretty much all content anyway. Like giving PvE2 a chance, like right now or when 0.5 hits. Welcome in, Musa. I don't think PvE2 sucks, but it is very different. Can be kind of a slog, I guess, as well. PvE2 that is. Pain is terrible. I don't think so, personally. My biggest problem with PvE2 is that I feel like PvE2 is pretty good for hardcore until it's not. And if I play the game on softcore, I'm just gonna be too bored. Bosses have resets on every phase. You play 5 minutes to get the challenging phase over and over. Do you mean like some invulnerability phases and so on? PvE2 does have a bit too much of that. Where they become untargetable and then you have to like do some random ass mechanic, but you don't want to do that, right? You just want to kill the boss. But the game doesn't let you. That is a bit annoying sometimes. We've been on stage in a hall in New York. Oh, nice. Yeah, maybe you could like give me some voice coaching at some point. Because I feel like I sometimes... I mean, you can always improve, right? Everybody can always improve. Very low bass voice actor. Huh. And as long as the recording quality itself is good, like you have a decent microphone and you know how to... I mean, you kind of only like have to, yeah, read out stuff loud. I mean, voice acting is a bit more than that, of course, but
What's the situation?
I'm sure you know how to present stuff. If you have done what you said before.
Well, you weren't lying about the Legion arriving. I had you figured all wrong.
I had you figured all wrong.
I've spoken with Grinning.
Your last bus stop before crossing the Styx? Don't say that, come on.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Is it that time already? I mean, you're gonna at least be here for Fangs of Astakarn. Maybe even Grim Dawn too. And you're still fit enough to hang out and chat here, chat and play Grim Dawn, so... I don't feel like you need the coins for the river yet. "8 minutes, time to brush teeth." That's good. Would I follow both chats? Would I used to follow them? Hit me up on Discord. I can send you the setup if you want. But it's basically a program called streamer.bot. Has nothing to do with botting. I swear. No, it really doesn't. But you can basically like hook both your Twitch as well as your YouTube into it, and then it produces like a shared chat, like a combined chat. It also has some other features, I guess, but I don't know. I'm only using it for the chat. Bot maxing, yeah. If I was bot maxing, I hope I would have more viewers than now.
There you are. Well,
If I truly was. Anyway, we're playing veteran, right? I kind of didn't realize that I actually changed at some point, but I mean, so far it's still looking pretty smooth. And for this act, we have maxed out Aetherus, so should be a walk in the park. What other bottom features are there? You can do some like commands, actions, and queues. I don't know what this is even. You can I don't fucking know. Some like event management crap, I guess. I don't know. You can probably like spice up your stream a lot with that if you want to. Like a streamer board, digital streamer board in a way. I don't know. I didn't have the time nor the interest to look into it. Yeah, hit me up on Discord. I can send you like a link and like a quick explanation how I set it up if you want. It's the best I could find so far. I'm sure there are some other programs out there that also can do the same, maybe even better, but that's the best I found so far at least. Or like what I settled about. What's this build? This is just a like caster Inquisitor. So you have Word of Pain and Stormbox. Stormbox is more the main skill than Word of Pain is. Word of Pain is just there as like a supportive AoE skill. And also mostly to like proc devotions, honestly. Without devotions you might not even need Word of Pain. I mean, Word of Pain is still nice though to like clear out trash, and I did arguably like definitely like add it a little too late to the mix here. You can definitely like play Word of Pain box mix starting in Act 1 and not as late as Act 3 or whenever I like actually added it. You like how we're rising with rotating camera just like Grim Dawn? Yeah, unironically, I still think rotating camera is one of the coolest features of Grim Dawn. I know like lots of people dislike it, or don't care about it, but I like it a lot. Dude, Word of Pain like still one-shots the trash even on Veteran there, like what is this? I mean Stormbox basically does so too, but... Veteran my ass. Did they buff this shit? I mean I guess the two items here, the Blaze Herald and the Wendigo Eye, they added a lot of damage, so... They just add a lot of fucking damage. I mean, MIs being OP. More news at 7. At 6, 7. Haha.
So this is what the Ethereals have envisioned for us all. Preliminary reports indicate that the main entrance to the Fleshworks is on the northeastern end of Crown Hill.
Okay, one annoying thing about Stonebox and Word of Pain is you can't really like target these vents with it. That is quite annoying.
Good workout. You can with this.
Let's pick up this quest here as well. Ideally, you only want to put like points in spirit and cunning on a build like this. However, I mean physique and spirit, yeah, and no points in cunning. However, cunning gives you offensive ability, and offensive ability is so good in this game in general. Like you might want to put some points in cunning anyway. But maybe cunning gets like a slight rebalance next expansion, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Almost as fluent in English as in Svenska. That sounds promising. What's your name on... Are you on Discord? Are you in my Discord or the season Discord? I forgot. But like I can't remember everybody. Huh? I'm sorry. But I think you are, right? Maybe not. Are you kidding? Dude, you probably already PM'd me at some point, I don't know. Like, my Discord has so many conversations, dude. Gmail you? Oh, Gmail, no Discord? Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me actually write that down then. No Discord. Hate all the so-called social networks. Well, I mean, Discord is... It's not like your average social network, I would say, but... Fair, fair, fair. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. So it's just Onion Baron at gmail.com or something like that. YouTube is my limit. Fair. is this guy like not taking any damage? Fuck. What are the characters that I start, that I play before starting my first hardcore run? Maybe like 5, 6, something like that. If I remember correctly. This is live version. It's 1.3. I think it was the current playtest version actually. But what I'm doing right now has nothing to do with any kind of like 1.3 or Astakarn items. Like literally, okay, this ring is from Astakarn and this belt, but they're like so like whatever for this build. They're not really affecting the build whatsoever. Right, so yeah.
Get him, boys!
Yo, Warborn, thanks for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? How's the Grim Dawn? How's what build are you playing right now? Wrecked Life? Holy. Once in a lifetime? Once in a week? At the very least. It's grim. Fair, fair. It do be the grim. Fire Promise Strike. How do you play Fire Promise Strike? With Blaze Rush as well, I guess, but... Poorly. Are there any items for Fire Strike, like Fire Promise Strike even? There's items for like... There's Blaze Rush for Fire Savagery, Upheaval stuff, but... They just use the same gear for Promise Strike instead, and it's like a worse version of Upheaval. Blaze Rush Vindicator even. That's just not in the Elementalist. Huh. That sounds even worse.
Ah, we speak at last.
Because it is, yeah. Sounds like an even worse version of the Elementalist. Dude, Inquisitor nowadays, I mean, I'm playing Inquisitor right now, but I mean, Inquisitor for leveling was never bad. This is obviously doing pretty, like, great, I guess, in general, apart from single target not being, like, on the same level as Nightblade, but then again, like, who is on the same level as Nightblade when it comes to single target? Apart from that, though, Inquisitor for leveling is great, but, like, for endgame... What's an amazing, like, endgame Inquisitor build, even? Like, absolute, like, triple S tier build for Inquisitor, you know? Like, what is there, even? The Purifiers are, like, legit the best Inquisitors now? Maybe. I mean, Stronghold is good, yeah, sure. And I guess, like, Rune of Callister builds, maybe. Those aren't too bad either. But I'm struggling to, like, find other, like... As a main class, or even as a supportive class, it can do a lot of things. Like, you can play Inquisitor with almost everything. Like, it's very flexible. But actual, like, S tier... Triple S tier anything isn't exactly my wheelhouse. That's fair. I mean, I've played, like... a lot of meme builds as well in my lifetime, so those are usually more fun to figure out anyway. Actually try to make them somehow still work, even though the idea is a little terrible. But as long as it's like unique, you like it, and you're still like able to make it work, that's very satisfying. So understand that. But like, say Fire Promise Strike, right? There's like literally like no reason to play Vindicator over... I mean, apart from you maybe just like liking Inquisitor, I don't think there's like a single reason to play it over like Demolitionist or even Oathkeeper, right? That's the Fire PS. Valdun Tactician is fine. Yeah, I guess that's true. Pierce is... Honestly, Pierce is pretty decent, yeah. I mean, just this weapon alone, right? You kind of want to play demo. Because the fire, the flame touch modifier is pretty darn good. And this item, I mean, okay, sure, but you can like find a different helmet with fire prime strike too. Oh, this is... Wait, this is Storm Totem. Fire Totem, interesting. And then this because it's like a generic elemental, fair. And then that's because it's light into fire and it has Storm Totem, I guess, as well. Then the +1 all skills belt, fair. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is pretty good if you're playing Inquisitor. There's something better though if you play, I guess, a different class. Oh, those are nice gloves actually. Devastating of the Honor Guard, but like lots of FoA. Attack speed, blah blah. Where's the fire RR in this? And there's Aura of Censor and Raging Tempest. Eldritch Fire. Does he need Elemental Storm? He needs Elemental Storm, right? Or am I missing something? Does anything give you like flat RR? 20 green for what, lol? He's taking Raven for OA because he didn't choose Demolitionist and thus he's missing 8% OA in Flame Touched. That's why he has 20 green. You can also remove Fiend and like grab Ellie Storm, right? Like simply removing Fiend and grabbing Ellie Storm instead would be probably pretty good. And then you could still argue about like, hang on, removing Raven and instead like grabbing Hawk at least. Or I don't know, something like that, right? Need 5 purple. So wait, you get 1 for... Where's the other purples coming from? Phoenix. 2, 3... Removing Chariot, but isn't removing Chariot... I mean, it's also a lot of OA that you're removing then, right? Is it crazy to remove Giant? That's pretty crazy, right? Or would it be crazy to remove Phoenix? Hang on, you also have Color Store? What? This is not doing much for you, right? Like you don't have any. I would remove the color store completely and like rather cap your seal. Rune of Color Store in 2026. Nah, it's a good skill, but like you need an actual setup for it, which this build doesn't have. You need to rather just invest into like juicing up your actual skill. So like depending like what kind of conversion you have, either like max Steel Resolve, Arcane Empowerment, or even like Mugdrogen's Pact. But I think Mugdrogen's Pact is kind of terrible like value. And I mean devotion wise. If he wasn't an Inquisitor and if he didn't use Aura of Sensor anyway, then Light of Empyrean would be actually kind of good, right, for 200 melee? Gronk plays Subnautica too? I mean, of course he does. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some better setup here. Wait, what about Magi? Magi is not that great anymore, right? Like, I've not seen many people pick it like recently. But maybe it's still fine. I mean, you would have to do it like this. Or remove the last node here. You kind of don't need these 2 points though. Where do these points go though? Do they go on Berserker? Wait, no, that's a mace, right? Not an axe. Yeah, it's a mace, never mind. Drop Giant, good harp. Harp, eh? Ah, is it? Oh shit. Ah, yeah, okay, I see. Got it. Scales is also meta. Scales. Is Crab still good? Dude, I feel like I'm a little out of the meta right now. Okay, yeah. I gotta get my character up to where it needs to be for now. But I will research this a bit off stream. Also for my own good. Because I feel like on this very latest patch, I'm not as fit, like as mentally fit with devotions anymore as I used to be. And I see that. Hyrian Harp and drop magic. Hyrian. Oh yeah, Hyrian is also insane. Yeah, hang on. Hyrian is pretty darn good, because this node is like pretty juiced, and also the armor stuff is nice. I found it so weird, like Hyrian is so good. I mean, it's great, of course, if you convert the elemental damage to fire, but do you? Okay, you do convert light into fire. Never mind. So it should be good, right? You do convert all light into fire because of the conduit. Yeah. I mean, okay, there's like some stuff to think about there for sure. But yeah, Mornadale's right, getting Irion is like top prio. Maybe Crab as well. I don't know about Harp though, like why Harp? Like I get it, Harp if you are struggling with energy as well. But like why in this particular case? Harp is total speed now?
Not only are you out of meta, but you're also not in bed, and I feel lonely. Stop playing Brown Dawn, and either play Poe 2 like a man, or join me at the gym, so you may look like your fantasy 8-bit chads in real life one day.
Join Inquisitor Creed in bed? Yes, no, mayhaps. That was not the sound I was hoping for. Wait, how much did they buff it? Did they only buff the total speed, or did they go like full giga buff mode over it again? Like, Zentai sometimes like literally, I feel like goes a little too far with buffing stuff. I don't know. And then, oh no, why is the game too easy? Surprise Pikachu face. Will the expansion have a new class? Yes. It will have the Berserker class. And of course, the being Grim Dawn, you can combine it with like all the other existing classes, so you will have a total of 9 new classes. So instead of 36 class combinations, the game is gonna have 45, which is pretty decent. I'm kind of lacking some damage here though, I feel like, right? Single target damage is really not that great on this. I mean, that is Inquisitor's weakness, on this build at least. This is a lot worse than like Rune of Castor, for example, for single target. Definitely. They did swap Mystic and Primalist, they did, yeah. Mystic is Occultist now, and Primalist is Shaman. The game is giving me another finger, dude. Fuck off, game. Berserk Soldier, Berserk Soldier or Shaman, melee with huge regen. If you wanna have like melee with huge regen, you just play Shaman and Soldier without Berserker, to be fair. But if you wanna play Berserker, you wanna rather play Shaman, I think, as a secondary than Soldier. Like, just in general, like, Shaman, Berserker is gonna have so much synergy.
I'm pleased to hear. Good on, I believe.
The Soldier might be a little tankier though, overall. But for literally everything else, Shaman is gonna be like way better.
See anything you like?
Alvaric's Rebuke. I don't need any of those, do I? Oh, maybe those chests can be nice. What exterior Skytone ropes? Pierce poison resistances. I mean, that's kind of nice. Aether to lightning conversion. Matters a little bit for the arcane bomb devotion, actually. Otherwise, not too helpful. Mighty of Fallen Skies. I mean, the affixes are okay, right? Is this good enough to be played like an Acid Inquisitor? Acid Paladin? Bile Regurgitator Paladin? Could be interesting. These shoulder pieces also focus on lightning damage. Pierced Elemental Bleed, converting cold to lightning, which is kind of nice for Word of Pain. Who drops this rifle? Any of the like flesh dudes. Okay, like these items, these two items are getting dropped by Flesh Collector and Bone Monger in Fangs of Astakar. These are Fangs of Astakar items. And this one can drop from like all, basically, it's like the same mob, but like the non-boss mobs, like the heroes and champions. They can drop the Bile Regurgitator. And what of the shitty gear has like 5 to 6k regen without buffs. Yeah, I mean Berserker is not gonna have like the same amount of like health regen. Berserker can have pretty good like leech or like heal over time, but heal over time is not the same as regen actually. So this is a great weapon for Acid Paladins. These are great weapons for what? What do you even play with this? Reaping Strike. What? It's like Acid Apostate or what? But like what actual attack do you use? Like there's no default attack in Apostate, right? Like what the fuck? And you have full elemental and full aether to acid conversion. So you need to like play Soul Harvest. For the buff, you can play like all the weapon pool skills, sure. But like the Reaping Strike doesn't even have like extra chance to be used, right? What the fuck? I don't know, this weapon seems way better. It has like 25% higher chance to be used on chilling rounds. You have Acid RF as like a, you know, kind of obvious choice here. Like this one should be good, for sure. Even without like knowing other supportive items. This one on its own should be able to work. These, I don't know. Definitely big question marks. The Meta-East Brothers. Default attack replacer for Apostate would be just Shard of Baranoth, I guess. It's kinda scuffed, but I guess, yeah. Or you just play the League and you play the one Acid helmet that gives you another like savagery style default attack. That would be good. Anyway, let's put 2 here and 1 here. You kind of want Deadly Aim to be at 4 points. It's a pretty good sweet spot for deadly aim. Do we have another side quest maybe? The Black Iron Docks?
How goes the attack on the Black Iron Docks?
Oh yeah, okay. Let's do that then. Do we go from this side? It's like in the middle, doesn't really matter from which side. Infiltrator ABB. Yeah, maybe you just ignore the Reaping Strike stuff and you just play Infiltrator. Just play like Acid ABB. That can work, I guess, yeah. But it's not ideal either. I mean, besides, there's another ABB weapon in the game already, which is a lot better. Like Acid ABB ranged weapon, 200 ranged weapon. Fangs has no new default attack? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? I know the community leagues have at least one new NDA. No, but I legit don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. I haven't seen everything in Astakarn yet. And yeah, there's no NDAs. Like, technically I can say whatever I want, but I mean... that would be a dick move, you know. I am great CEO at this point, what do you mean? What? Lamau. I'm like the Twitch CEO for Crate, maybe. Alright. That was a nice side quest for the Black Iron Cocks. I mean Docks. I mean what?
For now, help out the others at the hideout.
That's good enough for now. Indeed, indeed. Alright. Fangs of Astakarn tomorrow. I mean, of course, just kidding. Rather, next stream we're gonna head into Forgotten Gods and then at some point into Fangs of Astakarn, maybe next year. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It is past my bedtime. Inquisitor Creed is already crying in bed because I'm not coming to bed with him. And I'll see you all around the Discord. Or you can also watch my stuff on YouTube whenever I'm not online. And also, if you would like to help out for like with testing for the new official 1.3 playtests from Crate, you can do that here. And also if you want to check out the season network test, the beta for the next season, you can also hop on and join the season testing to make sure the next season, which is going to drop shortly after Fangs of Astakarn, is also running smoothly. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I'll see you around on the next one. Bye bye.